Hey everybody, it's Debbie O'Neill of Scrap Me Quick Designs in the Let's Learn Cricut Explore Facebook group. And guess what? Cricut's added a new digital image set to the Cricut Access Library that's all about Valentine's Day or love projects. And they're really super cute. They're 3D images, and you would, to find it, you would go to cartridges and then type in "Love is in the Air." That's the name of the new image set. And then it will come up in Design Space, and there's some really cute images. There's this is like a little heart-shaped filigree, it says airplane, paper airplane, which I think is kind of fun. And then there's this really adorable kind of old-fashioned circle suitcase, a round suitcase, and then there's a traditional rectangle suitcase. All of these would make really cute little gift boxes to put treats in for the Valentine's Day. This one is a card and envelope set, and this one I really love. It is the Cupcake box carrier, and then there's this beautiful little circle Valentine box, and there is even a 3D balloon, hot air balloon, which I think is fun. And then there is this adorable little wagon, and it says a gypsy cart with a Valentine, with a hole in it for you to put your Valentines in. So that's kind of fun too. And then this one is a Valentine advent calendar. I'm going to add the Cupcake carrier in Design Space. So I'm just going to click on that, and you can only access if you have the Cricut Access Library. You're not going to be able to purchase it yet. It's for Cricut Access Library members. Now, when the image comes in, it's going to come in group. Do not ungroup it, and it is going to look super small. You won't want to try to cut it this size. It will be way too small. So how do you know where to cut it, how to cut it? You need to go to the digital handbook area. Just look for cricut.com/handbooks, and then you would scroll down, and they have all the digital handbooks. So if you haven't ever seen this before, that's how you get to them. And then I'm just going to go to the L's because it's under Love is in the Air. So here it is, and I click on that, and then it's going to give me the digital handbook, and you'll see it here. It was just released on January 17th of 2017, and you'll see the link here where it says handbook, and it lets you know it's digital. So I'm going to open that up, and now I have the handbook for this image set. So you'll find all the handbooks the same way, all right? So this is the Love is in the Air handbook, and as you look at it, they already have the measurements for sizing it in Design Space. And then it even tells you what is the image height after you finish making the project, okay? So you kind of get an idea of how big it's going to be. And then there's also directions on how do you fold it or put it together, which is nice. And so there's the round suitcase, and there's directions for putting it together, and the rectangle suitcase. But the one I wanted to talk about was, let me scroll back up here, is the Cupcake box. Okay, so here's the Cupcake box. And when you look at the Cupcake box, it lets you know that the finished size that you need to size this to is 13 and 4.04 inches high, wide, by 14 by 8 inches high. Okay, so in the finished size is going to be 5 inches tall. And then there's also directions kind of showing you how to put it together, but I have made a video to show you guys how to do that. But let's go back over to Design Space, and now we've added that image of the Cupcake box to our Design Space mat. So now that we've looked in the handbook, now we know what we need to edit this image set to. So I'm going to go over here to edit, and I'm going to put in the numbers. So I'm going to add in the 1304 that it showed. And then if I do that, it says the height is now 14.79, and the handbook said put it at 14.8. That's super close, but I'm going to go ahead and change it to 0.8 just so that it is exactly the same. And hit enter. And then I'm going to lock it back up again so I don't mess it up. Okay, so now your image is sized appropriately. Now, of course, this is bigger than a 12 by 12 inch mat, but you don't have to worry about that. You can cut this project out using the 12 by 12 mats. So when you hit go, what's going to happen here is it's going to split it out into the separate mats based on the color of whatever image is. So you'll have, these are little scrolls that you're going to cut, heart scrolls that you're going to cut out that are part of making the toothpick for your cupcake. This is the base for the cupcake. And then there's two pieces that are the actual box. And then there's a separate scroll piece that is for decorative elements that go on your box on the cupcake holder. So that's how you get it into Design Space and how you size it in the Love is in the Air digital image sets that is only for Cricut Design Space users right now, which is another great benefit of having the Cricut Access Library subscription. And I'll put a link to purchase the Access Library. You can purchase that either on a monthly, month-to-month basis, or you can purchase a yearly subscription. And then that gives you access to all of the Cricut image sets, both physical and digital cartridges that have come out over the years and digital image sets that have come out, with the exception of licensed images. Okay, so your subscription does not cover any licensed images like Disney and Anna Griffin and Lori Whitlock and some of the other designers that Cricut works with. But there's certainly is a lot for you to have. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how do you have it cut out. How do you assemble it? Hi everybody, it's Debbie and I'm back to show you how to put together the cupcake box from the Love is in the Air digital image set in Cricut Design Space. It's exclusive to Cricut Access members, and it has several different images, and I already showed you a little bit about where to find it in Design Space, what's included, and how to find the handbook that lets you know how to size the images so that you can cut it out and everything will fit correctly. So this is the cupcake box. I've cut out the pieces, and you will have two main pieces that are the box like this, and then you will have an insert that's going to go in the middle. That's what holds the cupcake in place in your box, and you're going to have some scroll pieces, and then you're going to have hearts with a cutout, and so you're going to take these and you'll glue those cutouts to the hearts, okay? And they do have a score line, so you want to make sure that you have put your score tool in your Cricut Explore when you cut this file, because it's going to score the lines on the boxes for you, and it will score a center line on both of the layers of the hearts. These are to make a cupcake topper, so that's kind of fun. So you'll have everything you need except to actually make a cupcake. So you can either buy one or make some to put in your box. Anyway, so this is a fun project. Let me show you real quick how to put it together. So you're going to have the cupcake box piece. Okay, this is the insert that goes in the middle, and it's the one that has, I had to push it a little bit here in the center to get those to separate, because this is where your cupcake would sit in your box. This has score lines all around it, and there's these little tabs. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a little bit of adhesive, and I'm going to use my Close to My Heart liquid glass glue because it's a quick drying glue, and I have a very nice tip on the end here that lets me have precision access to the glue. And then I'm just going to hold that for a second and let that grab. And then there's another tab. So where these small tabs are is where you're going to glue it. Now I've already pre-creased the edges where the score lines were to give me an idea of where the tabs are going to fold. So you'll see here's where the score line was, and here's another one, and I'm just folding these down and I'm putting that tab on the inside. So super easy. Just going to hold that on. And now I'm going to do the last one here. There's just 4 little tabs, so it only takes a second. And then you will set this off to the side and let the glue dry. And this will be the insert that goes inside the box. So we have that part. Now you're going to have the 2 main pieces that create the box. These also have score lines on them. So you want to fold the box along those score lines. Okay, and I just fold it, and I just make a little crease just so I know where it's going to be folded. And then at the top, you want to fold that flap in towards the design because this becomes a tab on the top of the box. Okay, and so you want to have those folded. So I've already done this one where I've creased it along where those score lines are, and then you will want to add the decorative scroll pieces. On this box I've already added them, so you do have 2 longer scrolls, and you're going to put 1 on each side at the top of the box in this top section where the heart cutout is. Now for this I'm going to use a dual action glue pen. This is the Close to My Heart Bonding Memories glue. You can also use a Zig 2-way glue pen, or you know, whatever adhesive is your adhesive of choice. I like this pen for working with intricate images like this because it makes pretty quick work of doing it. And then I'm just going to lay it on here and another one on the other side. I'm just flipping it over and adding the adhesive to the back. Doesn't take but just a second to do it. Add a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to flip it over here on this side. In the handbook where I showed you the different image sets that are in the Love is in the Air image set, you can go back and look to make sure which direction you're putting your scrolls in, so you know they're in the right orientation. And then you're going to add the ones that go on the bottom part of the box, and there's 4 of those, and they are the 4 smaller ones. And they kind of create these little decorative corners. Now I used Close to My Heart cardstock to cut my box shape out of, and then also for the scrolls and everything, because it cuts great in the Cricut Explore. And I had beautiful colors. This is raspberry paper is the top part, the bottom part, I'm sorry, the base of the box, and then the scrolls I did in pixie color, which is a light pink. It just sounded Valentine-y to me. Instead of it just being red, I wanted to make pink ones. Okay, so I'm just going to keep adding these on. I'm just adding, I got 1 more to do here. Okay, so this is what you're going to do on both sides of this box. You'll want to make sure that you have added the scroll work. The great thing about the glue pen is that it's blue when you put it on, so you can see where you've added the adhesive, and then when it dries clear. And everybody's always asking me about these, so I will put a link in the video to where you can get these on my Close to My Heart website. Okay, so now that you have the scrolls on both sides of the box, we need to put the box together. And that will only take a moment, because you're going to fold on the smaller piece, you're going to fold this tab down, okay, that's at the bottom. And that tab actually is going to get inserted. So here's the large piece. You're going to fold this box up, and these 2 flaps are going to come in. Okay, and then this is going to go, so this is going to be inside the box. The 2 long flaps are going to be inside the box, and you're going to put glue on this tab and then insert it here inside the bottom part of this box where these 2 long tabs are. Okay, so I'm just going to add my glue I want to put a generous amount here because I want it to stick well. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay this down, and I'm going to put the tab in so that it lines, everything lines up, the corners line up, and then I want to hold this closed for a second and let that glue dry. Okay, so that's pretty easy. I've just inserted that tab in. So now when you fold your box up, the long tabs go in, and then your heart pieces have a little slit on them. The heart pieces have a slit here, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're just going to, let me turn it this way so we can see it better. Okay, they just slide in together, and that's what holds your box closed, okay? And it creates a little heart shape here. Those two tabs do. And then you will go ahead and insert your base of your box that you already had. Will go here in the center, and that's where you would put your cupcake in. And then you can put the other tabs on your box like this. And then these two tabs at the top of the box, you would go ahead and add some adhesive along the edge here. And those get folded together like this. Okay, so I just added a little bit of glue. Okay, so to get your, to put your cupcake in, you're just going to open that up, open this, put your cupcake in the box, close it back up. You're just inserting those tabs so they make a little heart. Okay, and then there is your cupcake box. Okay, now if you wanted, now these have the holes in them, if you wanted to cover that up, you could use some clear craft plastic, or I actually cut my Cricut cartridge boxes, the clamshells, the little plastic that comes on it, any kind of plastic packaging, you could cut that up and cut it into shape and then put that on the inside of your box if you wanted this hole not to be there, so that you could insert that on the inside. You just glue that in. So you could certainly do that. Now, to make the cupcake topper, you'll have 5 hearts, so you'll have 5 pink bases or whatever color you cut them out of, and then you're going to have a liner, the top layer, I guess is what I should call it. Okay, so I've already glued these together. Here's one that's not glued yet. This bottom piece has a crease in it, and then the top piece has a crease in it. So you'll want to go ahead and fold those over and get those creases in them, and then you will flip that over and put glue on the back of it like this. And I'm just adding it around the edges here because I want this to stick really well. So I want to get all those little lines. Okay. And then you put that in on top of that bottom part of the heart, and it folds in half. Okay, so now you have 5 of these, and then you're going to glue them together. So I'm just going to add some glue here and start gluing the 2 halves of the heart together. And what we're doing is we're making a topper for the cupcake, which I think is fun. So really all you need to do is bake the cupcake or pick some up and then have a cute little box to put them in. It's really awesome. And you'll already have a cute topper to put on it. And of course you can cut this out of whatever colors you wanted. Since I picked the bright pink color with the lighter pink, I'm going to just keep gluing these together, and then when I get to the last one, I'm going to insert a toothpick in and then glue that in too. Okay, so see how I'm just doing that, and now I'm down to the last piece. Okay, and what I want to do is I'm going to add some glue here in the center where those pieces have come together, and I'm going to add a toothpick. Okay, so there's the toothpick, and then I'll go ahead and glue the last heart in. just like this, and that will create your cupcake topper. And we'll match those edges up. Let that glue grab on. And that'll take a second just to let it get a hold. And then you have a cute little heart cupcake topper to put on top of your cupcake. So that is the cupcake box for Love is in the Air, which is an exclusive cartridge in the Cricut Access Library. And it has several different images on it, and it's really fun, and it would make a really cute little Valentine's gift to give to the kids, or even just set that out for your husband for dessert for Valentine's Day, or to give as teacher gifts or whatever. I just think that's really cute. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Please come join us over at the Let's Learn Cricut Explore Facebook group, where we have a lot of fun learning how to make projects with our Cricut Explore. And I am Debbie O'Neill of Scrap Me Quick Designs. See you later. Bye.